Okay guys, it's Thursday afternoon and I'm so freaking super excited, and I'll tell you why. I landed a contract. It's a one-time deal, but it's a contract nonetheless. It's my biggest paying power wash, pressure wash freaking contract that there is. You know, I think there's a difference between power washing and pressure washing. I think power washing is with heat and pressure washing is without heat. I don't know, I might be wrong, but whatever, man. I cut grass, you know what I'm saying? But I do pressure washing too. But yeah, I landed a big job. I mentioned it a few times about a job I got, you know, with doing a, well anyways, it's an HOA for a really nice neighborhood, and we got to do a lot of sidewalk, you know, whatever, lots of sidewalks. We got a covered patio with picnic tables, so we've got a huge pool deck to do, and then a secondary kiddie pool deck to do, and then it's got two buildings. One's a gym, little workout room, and then a separate building right next door is a clubhouse type little deal. Not very big. I mean, both buildings combined might be the size of a one-story, you know, regular standard one-story home. So it's nothing, it's not, you know, the biggest deal is the surface cleaner, doing that. So I have a 12-inch round BE Whirl Away surface cleaner. They don't make those anymore. They make the 14-inch now. They stopped making the 12-inch, and I cracked the hood on it, so it's garbage, and you can't get parts for them anymore. It was discontinued. So I need to get me a new surface cleaner. So I'm going to get me a 14-inch because these large contracts are few and far between, you know what I'm saying? So I need a 14-inch so I can have something cheap. For one, it's only like 120 bucks. It's the BE Whirl Away 14-inch surface cleaner. It hovers basically under its own pressure, and I'll show you the concept of surface cleaners when I get this one. I'm going to go rent today. I believe it's a 20-inch, and it's a big stainless steel with aluminum handles, so it's lightweight. It's a big dog surface cleaner. It's at least 20 inches. This is the big dog right here. This one definitely requires a good pressure washer, at least 4 gallons per minute, and I want it to be, you know, 2 passes and the sidewalk's done. And it's not as fast as you can walk, but you know, you walk down at a pretty good pace and then you walk back and that sidewalk is done. So it's really kick-ass. And so I'm gonna go rent that right now, and I rent them. I went by there, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I went by there just to make sure the compatibility was going to be good, and the lady that was there at the tool center at Home Depot was very knowledgeable, and she knew that I was knowledgeable by the questions I was asking her. So she was like, yeah, you and your machine are a good match for this surface cleaner. And she said normally when somebody comes in to rent a surface cleaner, I make them rent a pressure washer too, so they don't mess up my surface cleaner. So I was like, wow, okay, cool. Now it's 31 bucks for 24 hours. So that's a pretty good price, $31 for 24 hours. Well, that $31, folks, is, I mean, you go out there and you can do driveways and sidewalks with this surface cleaner. They're like, these surface cleaners here, the size I'm going to show you today, I think it's a Mighty T or something like that, a MI-T-T, like a Mighty T. I guess it's supposed to be like Mighty Mouse, you know, a Mighty T is the company name. That's the company that actually put my pressure washer together, even though it's a Honda motor and it's a whatever pump. It was a brand new pump that the company here that I bought it from put on it. You know, it was a rental unit. They used to rent it out, and somebody burned the pump up, and so they put a new pump on it, and they just sold it outright, and that's how I bought it. So it had a used Honda motor with a brand new pump. I paid 800 bucks for it. Not bad. And it came with a 100-foot of hose. So today I'm going to pay $31, I guess, plus taxes. So somewhere less than 40 bucks, I'm going to walk out of there with a big old giant freaking surface cleaner and 50-foot of hose. She says, yeah, we throw you in 50-foot of hose. I'm like, well, that's good because I got 150 feet total, and I might need that extra 50 feet. That might make things a little bit easier for me since I got such a long run to do of sidewalk. So that will just make things a little bit easier. But the way I have my pressure washer trailer set up, I can actually disconnect my pressure wash trailer from my truck, and I can move my trailer around the property, the whole clubhouse area by hand through the yard. You know what I'm saying? Without having any problems. So, man, this moron's up my butt. I mean, I'm doing the speed limit and I'm in the slow lane. Oh, I love these people. I'm just gonna look at them now. And they don't even look at me. They're so lost in the sauce, man. Unbelievable, these people with their freaking Facebook. I don't know. I was thinking up a new song. Ready? Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. My thumbs are so swollen. Rawhide. Get it? Scrolling. And your thumb is swollen. Scrolling. Swollen. Alright, so anyways, I'm excited, man. Can you not tell? I mean, this is a big job I'm going to do, man. This is a big job I'm going to do tomorrow, and this is a big payday. I'm doing it alone, so it's going to be a challenge, just in the fact that it's, you know, it's like doing 4 houses at once, 4 driveways at once, basically. It's like going out and doing a 4-home job of driveways and houses. I never did that amount of work on pressure washing in one day. So, you know, I've done two driveways and 3 houses in one day. So, I mean, I've done that, but this is going to be a whole lot of work done at one time, and I'm going to rent the machine to do it. And I've been wanting to get a surface cleaner like this for a long time, but man, they're like $700 or $800. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video now. I'm going to get to Home Depot. I'm going to rent the unit. Then I'm going to show you it. You guys are going to go along with it just like me. We're all going to figure this out together. I've never used this before. I've used surface cleaner before, my surface cleaner. This is a much larger version of it. I've never used it, so I'll show you it. And then tomorrow when I'm on the job, I'll do everything I can to do some filming. But it is an HOA. The president will be there. Will be on site to let me in the gate and all that for the pool. So I have to be careful with the filming. But I mean, we're definitely going to do some filming. We're definitely going to do some filming tomorrow. And then I'll go get it right now. I'm going to pause this right now. I'm going to go get this thing, and we're going to load it up in the truck, and we're going to talk about it and see what this thing's got. All right, so I will see you guys really soon. All right, back home. And here it is. The Mighty M. I think it's a 20-inch. Yep. So, look at that, huh? One-handed. Not bad. So, oh, there's the serial number. There you go. It's the Mighty M surface cleaner. 20-inch. And what you do is you take your hose, and instead of connecting a wand, you connect it to the end right here. You pull the trigger, and what you get is 2 heads, 40-degree heads right here that are angled back, so it forces them to spin, and this starts spinning like crazy, and it becomes a great big giant tip, like at the end of your wand. So instead of going back and forth, you got this big monster working as a giant tip. And so this cuts your wash time down tremendously. So I asked the lady, I said, okay, so if this thing gets stolen, what's the buyout? She said $250. I was like, holy crap, $250? I might not return it for $250. I'll keep it. I gotta look to see the price on these, the Mighty M. It's really lightweight, but you know, it looks like you got replaceable handles. You've got this hose comes off here, so you can replace that. So, I mean, it looks like everything's replaceable on it. The tips are replaceable. I saw that, and that's it. You just hold this little bugger like this here with 2 hands, and you go back and forth, or up and down, or however you want to do it, and you start cleaning huge areas. In fact, let's go to a sidewalk. Let me show you a good reference point right here. Oh, let's walk down here between the cars. So, look at this. almost, it looks like almost 2 passes and you'd be done. So walk down, walk back. So that's pretty bad butt. And I'm sure this thing works just as well as my other surface cleaner, my 14-inch, well, my 12-inch that broke, but I'll be getting a 14-inch. I'm sure it's going to work just as well as that, just as fast, only faster, because it's, you know, wider than 12 inches, it's 20 inches, so actually get more done quicker. And looks like it'll be easier on the back too, because that handle's much taller, much longer, so kind of nice. I like it. And they also gave me the brand new hose to use with it, 50-foot of hose to use with it. So I'll use that in conjunction with my 150 feet, so that gives me 200 feet of hose. That was $34 and change. No, $36 and change with tax. I gave them $50 on my credit card. With I get some of that back. So the final price, I return it tomorrow by like 4 in the afternoon or whatever, and my final price is $35. And that $35 is gonna make me a lot of money. And also, while I was there, the lady behind the counter lives in the area here that I work, close by, and asked me for a price for annual contract with 12 equal payments for lawn care. So she wants 3 months, 3 times a month, 3 months, once a month, and then the rest of the months, twice a month. And that includes weed spraying the flower beds, 1 application of pine chips, and the dark brown pine chips, and you know, the lawn maintenance, the hedges trimmed up, the trees trimmed up. So everything done, you know, what's the annual cost, and then divide it into 12 equal payments, and she'll pay me at the beginning of the month. And that's really a great way. That's something I'd really like to start getting into. So this would be nice to do that. So I'm going to give her a price. She told me what her last estimate was. She's got a guy now she's not happy with. Senior citizen couple. They're just not cutting the mustard anymore. They act like they don't want to work. So she's looking for someone new, so she got one price. She told me what that price was, and that was a little bit too high, and I was like, wow, yeah, that does seem like it's awfully high. And I mean, it's normally a $40 yard, maybe 50. So I'll have to see, you know, I'll have to see how that works out and see if I can't secure a nice job out of that. I mean, that sounds pretty promising. And then I got another contract out, a bid on a contract out that will be a big monthly payer, 12 months out of the year. So that would be nice too. So I'd like to have, and I was just telling my wife today too, I'd like to get like 4 or 5 decent paying 12-month accounts where you're not without income in the winter, you know, that you show up, you do some leaf cleaning, you know, you do some edging, you do some blowing off, you make sure the property's good, you know, you bust your butt in the summer, you relax a little in the winter, but you have that solid income 12 months out of the year always coming in. You know, I'd like to do some of that, get some of that going. So I'm going to be focusing on that. So that's just a little inside look at what I got going on. But that'll be a different video. I'll do a future plans video. But yeah, there it is, the Mighty M, and that's the same name that my pressure washer is. I was thinking Mighty T. It's Mighty M. So hey, whatever, man. Tomorrow we'll do some videos, and I'll show you how this pig works. So stand by and keep your fingers crossed for me, all right? Say a prayer. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.